Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to run your Java code through the command prompt, also known as the terminal. So the reason why this is so important is because it gives you a better understanding of what's happening in the background of a lot of these IDEs, like IntelliJ or Eclipse. Usually when you click the run button, you don't really think about it too much. It runs your code, compiles it, all that. But there are a few steps that happen in the background, and so it's always good to better understand how the process works. So let's just get right to it. And here I have a file called my code, and it's just a .txt file, and we know that because if we go to properties, here it says .txt. Okay, so I have a class here called my code. Okay, just like the name of the file. And I have a main method here. And inside of that main method, I have a statement that outputs this string. Subscribe to Programming Peanut. All right? Pretty straightforward. So what we want to do is save this file as a .java file. Okay? So you click on save, and you'll see that we now have two files. We have mycode.txt and we have mycode.java. Okay? All right, so now we open our command prompt, or some of you might call it the terminal. And what we want to do is we want to navigate to the desktop, right? Because that's where these files are located. So what I'm going to do is type in cd, which stands for change directory. And I'm going to type in des and then tab to autocomplete. Or you could just type in the whole thing, the whole path, right? Now for you, it might be a little different, but this is usually the path to the desktop. So it's C drive, users, your username, and then desktop. Okay. Once you're on the desktop, if you're on Windows, you can type in dir and press enter, and it'll show you, it'll give you more information as to what's on that path, on this directory, right? So here we can see mycode.java and we can see mycode.txt, right? So we know we're in the right place. Now if you're on Linux or Mac, you wouldn't use dir, you would use ls, okay? But it does the same thing. It'll list the files that are on there. That way you know you're in the right place. Anyway, so now that we're in the right place, what we want to do is we want to use the Java compiler to basically compile this file here, the mycode.java. So we type in java c, okay, C for compiler, and then we type in mycode.java, and then press enter. Okay, that's going to generate this other file here. So this is mycode.class. Okay, and so these class files, these .class files, are then used by the JVM, or the Java Virtual Machine. And the great thing about Java is that you write your Java code once, and as long as you have the corresponding JVM, you could basically run it on any machine. Now, what I mean by that is there's a JVM for Windows, there's one for Mac, there's one for Linux. So this file here, as long as you have the correct JVM for whatever operating system or machine you have, it'll basically read this and it'll interpret it or translate it over to something that the machine can understand. Okay. So now that we have that this .class file, we do Java, and then we type in the name of the file. But this time we don't have to type in .class. We just type in my code and we press enter, and you'll see that it outputs this string here. Subscribe to Programming Peanut. Okay. All right. So hopefully that gives you a better understanding of what's happening in the background. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you liked it, and I will see you next time. Thank you.